Have you ever felt like you care deeply about someone, put in all the effort, check in first, and yet the more you try, the more distant they become? Hours turn into days, and you find yourself wondering, did I do something wrong? Why do they ignore me when I give them my best? The harsh truth is that the ones who love you the most often ignore you the most, not because they don't care, but because human nature is wired this way. Understanding this paradox requires diving deep into psychology, philosophy, and human emotions. Imagine buying your dream car. In the first few weeks you admire it daily, clean it obsessively, and take it for unnecessary drives just to experience its beauty. But over time, that same car becomes just another object in your life. The shine, the elegance, it all fades into the background. This is what happens in relationships. When someone is always available, their presence becomes predictable, and predictability often leads to being taken for granted. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that nothing in life is permanent. When we recognize the fleeting nature of relationships, we begin to appreciate people more deeply rather than assuming they'll always be there. We often assume love must be expressed in words or grand gestures. But imagine growing up in a home where love was not verbalized but shown through quiet acts, providing, supporting, standing by you without a single "I love you." People express love in different ways, shaped by their upbringing and experiences. Some love loudly, others love through quiet presence. As Seneca wisely said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Just because someone doesn't express love the way you expect, doesn't mean they don't love you at all. Sometimes people distance themselves to see how you react. Do you panic? Do you beg for attention? Or do you stay calm, unaffected? This is an unconscious way of testing emotional stability. It's a way for people to see if your self-worth is truly based on inner confidence or merely on their validation. Marcus Aurelius advised, dwell on the beauty of life. Instead of obsessing over why someone ignores you, focus on building a life so fulfilling that their absence doesn't shake your peace. Have you ever been in a relationship where you constantly had to prove your feelings? If love is real, why does it require so much validation? The truth is, people who constantly need reassurance often battle deep insecurity. But real love should not need to be proven every moment. It should be felt effortlessly. Seneca teaches that true strength comes from within. When love is authentic, it speaks for itself through actions, not through endless words. Why do people who love us the most sometimes pull away when we need them the most? Because vulnerability is terrifying. Opening up to someone means giving them the power to hurt you, and not everyone is ready for that exposure. Many people withdraw because they fear either being hurt or exposing their weaknesses. But Stoicism teaches that emotional resilience is key. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it is a strength. When someone distances themselves, understand that it is often their own fears at play, not a lack of love. Sometimes the person who loves you the most might seem cold and distant, but this is often because they built walls to protect themselves, not to push you away. Fear of rejection, past wounds, and emotional scars can make people guarded. Seneca reminds us to be patient with others. Instead of seeing their distance as a rejection, understand that they are trying to protect themselves. Approach them with empathy, not frustration, and you may help them break down those walls. Ever noticed how chasing someone for love often makes them withdraw further? The harder you try to hold on to something, the more it slips through your fingers. Think of a butterfly. If you chase it, it flies away, but if you sit still, it might land on your shoulder. The law of reverse effort tells us that the less you seek validation, the more valuable you become. Stoicism teaches self-control is true power. When you stop seeking approval, you command respect naturally. Not all love is pure. Some people love you not for who you are, but for what you provide. They may only come around when they need something. This doesn't mean they don't care, but their love is conditional. We expect love to be selfless, but the truth is that many relationships are transactional. As Seneca teaches, not all love is unconditional, and we must accept that reality. Instead of feeling hurt, recognize selfish love for what it is and invest your energy wisely. At the end of the day, the most important love is self-love. The love you receive from others is wonderful, but it will never be enough if you don't first love yourself. When you love yourself, you become immune to rejection and disappointment. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When you master the art of self-love, you find peace, regardless of how others treat you. You no longer chase, beg, or wait for validation, because you already have everything you need within you. Understanding love and distance is one of the greatest lessons in life. People will come and go, but your inner peace should remain unshaken. The key is to detach from expectations and embrace the reality of human nature. People ignore those they love, not because they don't care, but because familiarity, personal fears, and emotional complexity influence their actions. Instead of seeking validation, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Instead of chasing love, attract it by being confident, fulfilled, and self-sufficient. Recognize that distance in relationships is not always a bad thing. It can be an opportunity for growth, understanding, and deeper appreciation. At the core of it all, the love you give yourself sets the standard for how others treat you. When you embody self-worth, patience, and emotional strength, you naturally command the respect and affection you deserve. Choose peace, choose self-respect. Above all, choose yourself.